Hey, I'm back. I think I mentioned in my last video about the CIA whistleblower, about the murder of SEAL Team 6. And I mentioned how the guy with the turban and the little evergreen in the background on the desk, okay? They just cannot do without their symbols. Their symbols are everywhere. So I'm going to show you one. See if you can see this. Can you see that? You see the cross? Can you read what it says below that? The Maltese cross, Knights of Malta. And what I wrote above that was the International Association of Firefighters. I used to belong to that organization. I used to belong to the California State Firemen's Association. When you sort of represent a higher cosmic order of things, the higher cosmic order sort of has to be present when you're dealing with hierarchies. Okay? Reptilian hierarchies. Hybrids. And the reason that that's important is because where have you seen that symbol before? How many people ever studied Nazi history? Pull up Google and take a look at a German Messerschmitt, okay, during World War II. You'll see that symbol on the vertical stabilizer. Okay? Where do you see that symbol? It's not just in firefighting. Anybody that you see that shows that symbol, okay, represents a brotherhood with the Nazis. Knights of Malta, Knights Templar, etc., etc., etc. Okay? You can go Google. I have a list of all that in my own library. I can't put it up here. I put all this stuff up, unfortunately, on my Facebook page, but I had a given amount of time, put as much information as I could up there to see if it would elevate the state of awareness, okay, because that's where we're going, because the separation and the speed between those that want to live in unconscious memory, which is the past, because they run lower states of consciousness, okay? They got to control everything. Okay, so they don't want to lose control of that which they can't love, which is themselves in the mirror, and then broadcast the higher energy in love and service to others. They have not evolved to become a higher state of consciousness. Okay? So the reason that that's important is because in the Nazi era, for example, depending on how many kills you got, for instance, if you were in the Luftwaffe, they would add those on. And the highest one that you got was called the Maltese Cross with swords and diamonds. Okay? That was the highest one that Hitler awarded. And there wasn't very many of those. Okay? So I thought I'd mention that. Because wherever you see that, you understand what that means. See, as I mentioned before, and this is just sort of using my own lifetime experiences to impart with others who watch this video, how somebody that represents, if you will, living energies, which is living spirit, is navigating through those that represent something that is different, because I'm tribe, okay? I'm native spirit to this realm. So when I enter into a reptilian or a fear-based reptilian hierarchy, because the higher densities are autonomous, okay? We don't need a control structure of everything that is above us controlling everything below us. That is a pyramid. That's like the Pindar at the top wants to control everything that is below it. So how do you get to the top? Well, in their system, it's by being the most predator, the biggest predator, okay? That's how they see it. So when I was in an organization like that, for example, when I started as a firefighter, you know one of the reasons that I rose to become a chief officer? I may have explained this before. It didn't have anything to do with ego. And it certainly didn't have anything to do with money. Okay? Because you realize that when you're in a hierarchical, reptilian, fear-based, gotta control everything scenario with everybody that you're surrounded by that is running a lower state of awareness, and you're running a higher state of awareness, you realize you could end up getting your butt burned up or others around you getting burned up because you're being supervised by beings that run a lower state of awareness. That's the truth of it. And when you're an empath and you have that much love and care for not just everything in nature that can burn up from fire, but your fellow human beings that you're with that are going out there to do that, I don't want anybody to get hurt, do you? So you know when you're running a higher state of awareness and you got a spirit of fire in you, you are able through your own spirit, connected to the spirit in this planet, and the alchemy of this planet within you, can protect them from getting hurt. Okay? Now I can cry about that. So the reason I joined that organization was not to get one of these. Okay? It's because I loved everybody in nature, and I loved the people that I worked with who were doing that work. That's because living energy, which is living spirit, loves you. Loves everything that is living energy. Doesn't want to lose a part of what it is that it gives love to, which is itself, and everything is a reflection of what that is, which is all of you. So I don't want to lose any of you. That's why I do this. Because of what they did to you. So they have to get everybody to run in unconscious memory. To run in the opposite direction, which is counterclockwise. That's why our energy is repelled by them. We use their energy to go faster. That's the truth of it. What's in the rearview mirror, what's really dense. You. Now you see the light in front of you. You know right where you're going. Zooming through hyperspace. Welcome to the hyperdimensional higher realms, which is all of Hierarchical, which is the heavenly realms. Now you're free to be who you are. You're not living in fear of anything. You are the living energy that created the cosmos. They don't want you to experience that. To liberate your own soul, liberate your own spirit, to be what is living energy in now-time moments, not held captive to something that can't let go. Which naturally goes back to something I tried to hit on by the lady that has a website that talks about the 6 levels of consciousness. Okay? And I briefly hit on it a little bit ago, but we are naturally attracting what we are in the mirror. That higher speed of the vortex of magnetic light amplification elevates our awareness. We're elevating ourselves. It's a natural process. So we are 0-point consciousness. And what does religion and politics try to do? Control the masses. So everything is externalized, like in second and third person. Like everything is external to you. Okay? Like, for example, and I don't want to get into the religious aspects of this because I don't want to create conflict. This is a time we're supposed to be in a state of peace, harmony, and balance with everything there is. Between both sides of the vortexes. The white hole and the black hole. The singularity is a state of peace. That's the camera eye. That's the eye of the hurricane. It's in a state of peace. Watching the spin of the galaxy, right? So I put down here a few words that I'll mention. The Kashmir effect. The mirror effect. It's necessary to step out of victimhood, which is the first state of lower consciousness. Men try and control women. Why? I know the answer to that. This is actually very simple. Fear. I know that through my own experiences. When I was a little boy and I had nightmares. The first person I ran to was not my father, even though my father loved me. I ran to my mother because I came out of her womb. So you know in your cellular memories, your mother, your biological mother, was protecting you in spirit and biology because she knew that you were dependent on her. So she knew that she wanted to give you all the love and everything that you needed. So that when you came out of that womb, you were a happy, joyful little newborn. And she would continue to give you love. When the spirit that is in that body knows what love is through its mother, through both its biological and spiritual mother, that little boy knows where to go to feel that energy again, to feel safe. Love is protection. Love will defend and protect what love is because that's the living energy of the cosmos. So they still need their mother. Why? Lack of love, which is lack of light, which is lack of knowledge, which is lack of data, which is lack of information. Which means they're not using the vortex of their heart because it turned cold. So it's not spinning very fast. So the perception through which their state of consciousness is living is very low, isn't it? That's right. So when you're around a girl, it's going to be higher, isn't it? Why is that? Because she's a birth giver. A girl has to be running higher frequency energy because life comes out of her vagina, doesn't it? That's logic. So that love starts within us. And that's 0 point. 0 point is in us. That means the entire cosmos is within us. So 0 point is giving energy, which is living energy. And feeling unconditional love in our heart is easy because we're running an elevated state of awareness, running such a high-speed vortex in our heart with that much light, with that much love that we're automatically broadcasting wherever we go. We're a bright bulb, ain't we? And people love to experience people that are bright bulbs because they realize how much fun and love and joy we're experiencing being what that energy is that we are automatically broadcasting without thinking about it because we're always in a now-time moment. So we are naturally attracting more of what we are. And that means that we implicitly trust what the next moment brings because whatever that is going to be experiencing the same energy that love is, which frees us. Frees our mind, body, and spirit. Merkaba. So this is where we get into implicit trust. Do you implicitly trust your biological and spiritual mother? The spiritual mother on this planet? Of course I do. She's the one who gave me this. So when you're in a classroom and you know who the teacher is, which is the great living spirit of Mother Earth, that's a goddess. That's powerful energy. Do I trust her? Of course I do. I'm in her planet ship. So I know whatever happens is going to be for the best interest of everyone that is here. Because she loves us. So you have 6 levels, right? So when I think about why do the intelligence agencies hook up with Silicon Valley? Now that's easy for me to go back in time when I was looking at the development of all their chips, boards. You know, see in the earlier days of the intelligence agencies when they were infiltrating, if you will, beings that were mobilizing together in groups to have an impact on others that they knew were parasitic, to sort of change the equation of elevating the awareness on the planet where we're doing things that best serve us instead of doing things that don't serve us. So that means that the dark through the intelligence agencies has got to go after our groups by infiltrating them. So what is the best way to infiltrate somebody to make sure that they don't lose any control of you, of that which they fear, which is what love is? Technology. Voila. Singularity University, NASA, Microsoft, Apple, DARPA, and the intelligence agencies. So all you got to do is look at all the systems that they set up through all of Silicon Valley, which represents intelligence agencies, because they just cannot let be. That's why they're got to go. So that's why everything is happening at such an accelerated rate of speed. That's why when I realize a lot of the events that are taking place, when I think about President Trump, the administration, the Congress, the militaries, all the political systems, I am very aware that there's somebody else who's a lot bigger than that that's in charge of this. Okay. So with me, it starts with the girl on the planet. So when Patty said she took the gloves off, that means those intelligence agencies, you guys think you want to do all your nanotech and your xenobots and you want to control what everybody experiences? You think that she's going to tolerate that to all her creations? I don't think so. That's basic logic. So I'll leave basic logic with you for the day. Thanks a lot. Thanks for being here. We love you all. We're going in the right speed, waveform, bandwidth, perception, direction, which is elevated consciousness, which means we're not living in the past. We're always living in the now, which is what love is. Bye.